Take two. Hi guys, we are the Overall Nerds. Welcome to our review of The Batman.
I actually forgot the theme. The thing last time when I was like dun dun dun, I actually meant to do bum.
Oh, the
bum,
Batman
bum,
theme.
Bum, bum.
They've used, I can't, maybe overused it in the film a bit? Potentially?
I thought you said that you wanted it more. You said you
No,
wanted
there
it
was
more.
one scene, there's loads of spoilers by the way, this is a complete spoiler review of The Batman. There was one scene, I think in the Penguin car chase scene where I thought, yeah, like they need to use it more. Because they did it once, they did dun dun dun, and they did it twice, dun dun dun, and they just didn't do it again after that. And I was like, oh shit, I thought it was gonna,
They were cop teasing, bro.
Yeah, they were teasing.
If you with the blue balls and all that. Well, I guess we should give like another disclaimer that this is like the first time we're doing this.
This is our first review properly. We did start a YouTube channel 6 years ago.
If you're watching this, actually, we're going to be kind of surprised. But yeah, so Pattinson's portrayal, I think as a starting point, he's a good Batman. I like his voice. I like his scenes, his action scenes. It's true he can do a lot of his eyes. There was like stuff about should he have white eyes, like the comics, but he can act with his eyes, so might as well use his eyes.
Yeah.
Anything about it, but I'm pretty sold on him. It depends. If he stays as this for the whole trilogy, then maybe I'll be like, yeah.
No, but do you want to say that this is the whole trilogy? What do you mean, like him?
Like being all like moody.
No, that's
Man's
the,
listening to like Nirvana in the Batcave, like some rock shit, like proper emo.
Bro, the Batcave was sick this time.
Yeah.
He's weird. He doesn't live in Wayne Mansion. He lives in Wayne Tower.
Yeah.
Right? Wayne Enterprise isn't really a thing in this in this movie.
Like he's losing money or something.
I don't know if he's losing money, but he's living in Wayne Tower.
Yeah.
His Batcave is like somewhere outside of the. He has to go somewhere else.
Yeah, he was like driving down some random alleyways and all that stuff.
Yeah, I love this Batman version of Batman. I love Robert Pattinson's portrayal. I haven't really got a favourite Batman because I think they all really bring it. I think Christian Bale brings like the fear factor and like, if there was like a realistic Batman, like that's probably what he would be like. Ben Affleck. I can't lie. I think the fight scenes with Ben Affleck probably the best fight scenes we get. That warehouse scene in Batman vs Superman was just amazing. I watch that like all the time. And Pattinson, I just think, just his look. Oh, I loved it. The suit was just so good.
His Pattinson's more like an overall thing.
Yeah, for sure. Imagine a police crime scene, you're a police officer, you work so hard, you have authority,
Yeah.
and some random guy just walks in a bat suit.
Yeah.
You know?
What?
These are yogurt fruit flakes.
Actually, yeah. But yeah, Batman. Bob Pattinson was calm.
Why would you have one if you didn't like it?
I didn't know I would like it.
Well, you watched it twice, right? So you have two different ratings.
Yeah, so basically, first time I gave this film like a 7.5. I wanted to give it like an 8, but the people I wanted to see it with,
You gave it a 7 the first time. I don't know why I said 7.5. You gave it a 7.
You can't give it 7.5 on level, but it was because everyone was so negative. The people I watched it with, they didn't like it, so I was like, oh, maybe this film was not that good.
I don't see what's not to like.
It's just their expectations.
Potentially maybe too long of a film, but I didn't feel it
in some areas. But like, so I gave it like a 7.5 thing, and then this guy reminded me that I gave like Revenge of the Sith like the same score. Now, a little disclaimer: the prequels are a bit shit. So I was like, okay, so I had to bump it up. And also on the second viewing, I was like, watching it with him. I was kind of worried watching it with you because there's points where you're like, oh, this film's kind of still going.
I liked the first half a lot. I love the opening scene, the narration. Oh, I'm in the shadows, but I am the shadow, and everyone's stopping what they're doing. And when he just walks out of the shadows, because you can't even see him. He just walks out. He does walk very slowly. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like stupidly slow. But I guess that's the point.
Yeah.
Building up tension, I guess.
Yeah, because it puts emphasis on like his boots in it, like you hear it. Like you hear him walking, it's like they make it.
It's like a western a bit.
Yeah,
like a cowboy kind of thing, kind of vibe.
A little warrior thing.
I think he did a really good job as Batman and Bruce Wayne. I don't understand why people are complaining about this Bruce Wayne. Oh, he's not a playboy. He's not this. He's not that. Oh, they're gonna put it together. He's a billionaire who does nothing, but no one put it together, man. No one's even seen the guy in years. They probably don't even know what he's doing.
Yeah, he's disappeared. He's more like.
There's no evidence that he can fight. There's no evidence anything.
Yeah, because Far Cry was like, oh, no one ever sees you. You're more like hidden than me or whatever. What?
Bruce Wayne.
Is that who said that?
This Far Cry, no. This Bruce Wayne.
I don't think. But what's your rating?
I said 8. I said 8. If it kept at the same kind of intensity it was at the start, I think around the hour and a half mark I got a bit like, it's a bit longer film. And I think if this villain was stronger, then I think it would have been a 9, potentially even a 10. I don't really give a lot of 10s though. My only 10s have been like Infinity War. That's probably never only 10. Guardians of the Galaxy is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But like most stuff I give is like an 8 or a 7.
Same with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're quite harsh with films though, I'd say.
No. I mean, if the film's bad, then the film's bad, isn't it?
I think the strength of this film was Batman's relationships, man. Like, we've never seen Batman so humanized. That's a point. We've never seen Batman so humanized. His relationship with Gordon, I thought was like the best.
Yeah.
Catwoman, Alfred. You love the Gordon relationship.
The Gordon relationship's great.
The
Gordon Catwoman relationship's great. I think the Alfred one's fine, but I think it could have been better.
I think the Alfred one was calm. It's weird. Normally, right, in these films, you see like a really close Alfred and Bruce. But here, like in Gotham, very close. In the Dark Knight trilogy, very close. Even in the Bat flick, very close. But here, like, they're kind of at odds.
Yeah.
It's like you're single one
like after Alfred's first scene, you said you're like.
Yeah, I didn't like the fact he said you're not my father. Like, come on, like that's such.
And what's funny about that is the people I went to see it in the first game, they're like that first scene. It felt like some melodrama. It was like really forced. I was like, damn.
He shouldn't have been like, you're not my father. Come on, they've had like 10 years to have that conversation. Like, it should have been something like a bit more smart on the writer's part. Like, I don't know.
The only reason I don't rate this Alfred Bruce connection is like for the lack of scenes he had, it felt like it was meant to be more important. So like, Alfred has like what 2 scenes before he gets blown up.
But he helps in the case. He worked out the whole coding thing.
Yeah, like he helps. But like, what I mean is, by the time Alfred gets blown up, you don't feel like you've had that. Say it was Batman Begins, and Michael Caine and Christopher Bale had the great rapport. They had this really great chemistry and everything. If Michael Caine got blown up, say around the house fire scene, you would feel a bit more like, oof, like I really like this Alfred. Whilst for me, you didn't have that many scenes to really form that bond. I know at odds, especially with how important him being in trouble was to Bruce's development of like, I never thought I'll have that fear again. I thought I conquered it, but the fear of losing someone I cared about, and then like the whole hand in thing and all that stuff. But I feel like you could have added a bit more Alfred. It's a 3-hour film.
This thing, like, Alfred comes with Bruce Wayne. There's not a lot of Bruce Wayne in this film, right? And I like that a lot. You know, the amount of times we get like a superhero film where the superhero is barely in it, especially the Dark Knight films. I'm sorry, like, especially Dark Knight Rises. Batman doesn't turn up till 40 minutes in, then he's not there.
He's retired.
Yeah, and then he comes back and he's only in the last scene. Like, this is so much Batman. Like, most of it happens at night, and it's so much Batman.
Yeah, you said that during the thing. You're like, it's a lot of Batman, isn't it?
It's a lot of Batman. I love it though.
Yeah.
I hate the films that are like, it's like Godzilla films. That first Godzilla film. Godzilla's in it for what, 5 minutes?
Teasing, bro.
I get it though. Like,
man said they did a little foot fetish tease and then like just cut out with like the news. It was like.
But I had zero expectation coming into this because we live in such a society now where superhero films like they either have to be sequels or they have to have returning characters or you know to be hyped up. So with this random non-universe based film or Batman film coming out, of course I wanted to see it, but was I like properly
you left it like 2 weeks before you saw it. Like,
I didn't have the need to watch it because I wasn't scared of getting spoiled because it doesn't feel like there's mad spoilers.
But then you did get spoiled because like the Joker thing.
I didn't get spoiled for the Joker thing.
How did you get spoiled for it though? Like how was it?
I just saw it on TikTok or YouTube or something.
Oh, damn it.
On Instagram, sorry. Yeah. What do you think about Batman's relationships with the Catwoman? The Batman
Maybe I was a little bit biased because it was Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz, man. Not said.
But yeah, it was it was good. It was calm. Like
you seen that thing on Instagram where it said, I went to go watch the Batman and as soon as Zoe Kravitz came on the screen, some guy just moaned.
Really?
To be fair, when she walks into that penguin scene and she has that long hair and she
Yeah, but she was calm. She did a calm job. Her fight scenes, she only had like 2, but they were good.
She wasn't like overpowered either. It's not like she was like some sick fighter. She wasn't.
She didn't beat Batman though.
Yeah, I'm glad about that. Wouldn't make sense.
But like she had moves, like, and then she took out those 2 dudes. Like she does this little, she loves her legs, innit? She, like the little kick thing that she was doing.
That's Catwoman, though, isn't it? Like, she's just like very flexible.
Yeah. So she was calm. Who else was there? There was Gordon, who I really liked. God, get you out of here!
Yeah,
I love that police.
I
love that police scene.
Like that police scene. That guy grabbed Batman's ear. Oh my god!
I'm not for this.
That's the one thing we haven't seen in any Batman film. Is just someone just grabbing his ear.
Yeah, just be like.
Just the disrespect.
I think if we want to talk about Batman's relationships, we have to talk about his relationship to Gotham. Like, you had the first scene, which I found where it's like he goes to confront the dude who he saved in the subway scene, and the dude's like, "Oh, don't hurt me." And then like the last scene, you have the woman holding his arm, like gripping onto it, because he's now that symbol of safety, that symbol of hope. So like the contrast of how he goes from what vigilante or this symbol of fear to this symbol of hope in this film, I think was like well illustrated.
Yeah, like an origin story inside the origin story. It's not just Bruce Wayne. The thing is, this wasn't about how Bruce Wayne became Batman. He's already Batman when he walked into it. It's about how the vengeance became Batman. How like a vigilante turned into the Batman, a symbol of hope.
Is his name actually Vengeance?
It is actually Vengeance, yeah.
I don't think it's...
Last year or 2 years ago, whenever that trailer dropped, and he punched that guy and he goes, "Who are you?" He goes, "I'm Vengeance."
Yeah.
You know, it was cool because you're like, "Oh shit," he didn't say I'm Batman.
Yeah.
But you didn't think he's like, "Yeah, my name's actual Vengeance, girl. Nice to meet you. Like, my name's Vengeance." Like, no, he didn't think that. You just.
So does Riddler give him his name now? Because on the card it's like to the Batman.
That's what I like, because it's like, imagine if someone was like dressed as like, I don't know, like a bloody hippo, like just had a hippo costume, but you don't know his name, so you're like, "Oh, to that hippo man, to that hippo guy." So it makes sense, and I like it. Like he said, the Batman, because the news started calling him the Batman, and he's like, you know what? He's dressed like a bat. I don't know why you wouldn't be called Batman in the first place, but
I find it funny how like Rob Pattinson's Batman's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be Vengeance. Like it's gonna be this cool name," and everyone just called him Batman. He was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, but shit. Yeah, I kind of like the trope where the name gets given to people. Like Iron Man, he was given a name Iron Man, and he's like, "Oh, it was actually like a steel alloy or whatever." Like it's quite cool. Captain America, he gets given a name. All the best superheroes get given their name.
Yeah.
The Spiderling. Oh, I guess Spider-Man gave himself his name.
What was his name originally?
Who?
The Human Spider.
Oh, in Tobey Maguire.
The Human Spider. That's what.
No, you got my name wrong. Like, just like shut up. But the Human Spider. Villain. I can't lie. I think.
You don't like him, do you?
I just know. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I am a massive Batman fan, and I like the Riddler a lot. And he's not meant to be crazy. He's so smart that he could come across as crazy.
They're all crazy, aren't they? Like,
that's the thing about Batman's villains. They're not like, they're just not. They're all so different. Bane's different to Joker. Joker's different to Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy's different to the Riddler. Like, they're not all just serial killers who are just killing and stuff. And I get the whole corruption thing, and I get what he's trying to do, but he's too eccentric. Riddler's meant to be calculated. He's smarter than Batman.
I don't know. Like, he was eccentric in parts, but he was.
He reminded me of Joker from Dark Knight.
No.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger was a bit more.
No, but like that video scene in the Dark Knight when that Joker has the pretend Batman. He's like, "Look at me." You know, he shouts and it's like a demon screaming. And the Riddler does the same.
Yeah.
Boom. Boom. Oh, that was so crazy.
What? I love that.
He was
so happy.
Oh,
he was so happy.
It was funny. It was funny. Just a bit too long, I think, just looking at him doing that.
But
he does get injured a lot in this film. He does get like.
Doesn't show it though. Like
gets shot a lot.
Bro, the freaking bomb went off in his face.
Bro, what was that about?
And like he just got knocked out.
I'm sorry. No, that was silly. I'm sorry. Like. Why did he look down at the timer as if he didn't know it was going off?
He was so engrossed in it.
Engrossed in
I think it's also like a... Don't kick me. But I think it's also like a mental thing where it's like... Because he said like, "I don't care if I die." So I think he's like, if I die doing this, and I die doing this.
No, but he's also, he's Batman. He needs to save people. He just let that guy die.
He doesn't care about saving people at that point. He cares about...
Yeah, but who did he save? And I guess he saved a lot of people, but like...
The first time he saved people was when he was like... When he did the electric thing, and he like took that hit for the people and fell into the water.
Oh, that was good.
And he just kind of was reborn, and then like he took the flare and like took.
I'm sorry, I know everyone loves that scene, and it's very beautiful, I admit. But where, like, you know, I said, where did you get that flare from?
What do you mean?
And dude, fine. I think it's what he's leading people to safety. I mean, this flood, it wasn't even like a mad flood. Like, I'm sorry, it was like here. They could have got off there. They could have got off.
I can't swim, bro. I would have been.
You don't need to swim. He was walking over in it.
You don't know what you're going to be walking on.
He was big, this Batman as well. He's very tall, Robert Pattinson. There was a scene in the police department, scene or whatever, where
when he's standing above them.
When he's standing above them, it just looks good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing I don't know how tall Robert Pattinson is.
I think it's like 6'2", maybe 6'2".
No, that means I could be Batman. He is 1.85, so he's shorter than me.
6'2".
Yeah, because I'm 1.88.
That.
Just trying to say, you know what I mean?
There's no proof.
So I'm guessing they could like they add height to him because 6'2" is.
I mean, his boots were massive. Like he had some massive boots on. I think the whole element of him like hiding in the shadows and stuff. Oh,
that was cool.
I could watch that all day. This thing about Batman films, I don't really find myself watching the films a lot. I just find myself watching scenes from the films a lot. Like Dark Knight Rises, I watched that Bane sewer fight.
What scenes are you gonna watch in this one then?
The opening scene, probably the end
That's
fight
good
scene with the Villain Lagoon. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like the fight scenes they were good, but they could have been better if it was just a pie making. I'd say.
Thing is, there's like some of the best fight scenes we've probably had as well. Like compared to like the Nolan films.
I hate the Nolan fight scenes. Besides the Batman Bane super fight scene.
I don't even like that one. But I guess Ben Affleck's one. Ben Affleck only has that warehouse fight though.
Ben Affleck has the best fight scenes. You can fight me on that if you want, but like Ben Affleck. But like you have to understand it's different because Ben Affleck's a comic book Batman to a T, man. Like he is. No power's fine, but he is comic book.
I think that's like the point we should end it on like the whole realism thing. Like if it was like,
realism versus grounded.
I've been saying it.
They don't need to have a
for a little bit now. I think this film might suffer from going the realistic angle again. I think going from Nolan, again you had the Ben Affleck thing in the middle, but going from a Batman solo film of realistic to this another grounded realistic approach is stupid, and it's gonna create too many similarities to Nolan trilogy. Even though this film's good, so I give it like an 8 out of 10, whatever. I think the film's gonna cause too much comparison. Like you've got the Riddler, who's just kind of like the Joker, but with riddles. Next film, if the next film's about the Joker, that's just a Dark Knight.
Don't want that.
I don't know, because you can't do too much variation.
That's Batman though.
It's not.
It's like this thing about DC superheroes is that they're very like. It's very hard to do different versions of their films. That's why MCU, they don't repeat characters. Because, I mean, besides Spider-Man, I guess. But even in Spider-Man films, like, they all feel different from each other. Because if they're going with realistic villains, then every villain's just going to be a serial killer villain who's just killing people.
Yeah, that's my issue. I think, because people are like, what you could do with Mr. Freeze is, like, he's a serial killer, but he freezes body parts for his wife or something. I'm like, I would watch it. But it's just like you're creating too many stretches to hit this grounded approach. You can still have.
There needs to be a middle ground. And they have limited themselves by saying there's no super people in this universe.
To be fair, that hasn't been like confirmed.
No, we don't know. Confirmed. I don't think they want it though.
Yeah, they're trying to go for like a more grounded approach, sure. But I think you create more variation. Like you can't do Clayface, and I think Clayface would be a cool villain. Yeah. You can't do.
I want to see this Batman though against people like that. Because this Batman would struggle against people like that. But that's the point. You know what I mean? Like, how would this human, who's just kind of like a depressed guy, come up against Bane, not like just a strong guy, but like a venom-induced Bane who's massive? How does he beat him? You know what I mean? Like, that's so interesting than just serial killer. You know what I mean? It's boring seeing serial killers.
Yeah, I think you need something different, like... Well, because it can help also with like his detective side or his scientific side if he comes against Clayface.
Yeah.
And they literally have to like take samples and be like, oh, okay, if we're going to defeat him, if you're going to want to stop him from transforming, you need to do this and that. Yeah. You could do stuff like that, but
this one was more detective. Next one could be more scientific, and next one could be more just violence based.
And if you want scientific, then do something a bit supernatural. Yeah. Maybe if you want to lean into that, be like, we never thought powers existed, and this can be this big. If you want this to be a mystery. You can have sort of the first quarter of the film, you have this kind of fantastical stuff happen, no one sees what's doing it, and Batman's trying to find a logical explanation, and then halfway through the film, you break in with a Clayface, and you actually see he's just fucking got power.
No one's saying it has to be like, you have to say, oh wow, they're superpowered, or they have powers. It could just be like, you know, something's happened to a scientist. Not even a scientist, something's happened to someone. And now they can do certain things they couldn't.
Yeah, mutation or whatever.
Mutation or something like that.
Yeah. But I think that might, we'll only have to wait and see for the sequel, but I think that might be a downfall. It all depends.
Yeah, that's everything. I give it, 8 out of 10. You give it what, 7 out of 10?
8 out of 10, chill out.
I give it 8 out of 10.
But, I don't know how to end the video.
If you like this video and want to see more stuff, just let us know.
A little bit dark.
Okay, you're clearly talking about what I'm trying to say. So if you like hearing our insights into films, we love talking about films so much. So it's legit what we do. Like we just spend like hours just talking about films. So we thought, why not just put it on the camera and see if people agree. If you agree with us, let us know. If you don't agree with us, let us know. We are the Overall Nerds, and see ya.